The question is to translate into English the concluding remark. Concluding remark, the name is, just now we have talked about the 4 Sampajannas. Paliva Sampajanna means in English clear comprehension. Clear comprehension of whatever you study or whatever you observe. Clear comprehension means you understand or comprehend whatever is to be understood or to be comprehended of the object of your study or the subject of your study. So in meditation, Buddha recommends 4 types of understanding or Sampajanna. The first one is Sattaka Sampajanna. Paliwa Sattaka means whether the object or the subject you are understudy is beneficial for you or not. So the first understanding, the first clear understanding is to be considered is whether before you take any action, whether it is beneficial or not to consider. For instance, in a meditation retreat like this one, meditation retreat is conducted for 4-time meditation. And other practices which are too wholesome, it is comparatively not urgent, should be postponed. Like for instance, doing dana or generosity. It is beneficial, but in the second Sampajanna, Sapaya Sampajanna, second one is, Paliva Sapaya means whether suitable or not we'll have to consider. Giving dana is no doubt it is beneficial. Giving generosity or offering of gifts is, but in a meditation retreat, the main emphasis should be, because this practice is the loftiest of all the wholesome actions. Like, and Buddha recommend good, beneficial, meritorious, these are generosity or offering of gifts, observing of sila or moral virtue, then establishing samadhi or concentration, and practicing vipassana or insight meditation. So in a retreat, insight meditation is the most loftiest practice you are practicing. And if you, by neglecting this mindfulness, and if you want to do some generosity, though it is beneficial, it is not suitable. So that's how to consider step by step, Buddha said. We normally act in 3 ways. With the mind we think, with the mouth we speak, with the body we act. We call mental action, verbal action, bodily action. These actions, some actions are beneficial for us or not. We have to consider. Even if it is beneficial, Buddha said, make a second thought, whether it is suitable or not. So that is the second Sampajanna, is suitability. First, we must know purpose means whether your purpose is beneficial or not. Is the first Sampajanna or clear comprehension. The second is though beneficial, whether it is suitable or not. We have to consider again. This Sampajanna or clear comprehension is even beneficial in worldly life. For example, parents admonishing the naughty children is beneficial. That is the duty of parents to guide the children, admonishing the children, those who are not naughty or misbehaving. But if one uses violent means like abusing or caning without a first trying in a peaceful manner, it is not, though it is beneficial, it is not suitable. Another thing is, if in front of their friends, children are with their friends or with the strangers, and if the parents are not patient or become impatient and immediately admonish in front of other strangers, and they might feel hard, and it can create tension. So these are even available in worldly life. Before we act by mind, not even the thoughts, the speech or the bodily action, we should consider whether our action is going to be beneficial to us or beneficial to other people. Even if it is beneficial, a second thought whether it will be suitable or not has to be considered, and only those actions which are beneficial and suitable should be done. And that is the first two Pali word, Sattaka Sampajanna, whether beneficial or not, and Sappaya Sampajanna, whether suitable or not to consider. Then the third Sampajanna or clear comprehension is Gochara Sampajanna. Pali word Gochara, the right translation, domain. English word domain. Domain means a place or a locality where you have strong foothold, or where you are familiar, meaning your native place, your locality, or in a country. Domain means the authority, the place of influence that government has influence, or that within that one's territory or that we call domain. So also individually, one's locality where one is born and brought up, and with the neighbors and friends and relatives. And such kind of a place is we call domain, because one have a strong foothold and one is secure from harm and dangers. So this also is applicable in worldly life. So if one stay in one's own domain, then one is safe. And if one's out of one's own domain, then one will be a subject or vulnerable to danger and afflictions. For instance, if a person, especially our lady folk, anatomically or naturally, we call it a weaker sex because they are vulnerable to dangers and many afflictions. In the newspaper you can see, and the case of that young girl, just 8-year-old, she went out from the house alone to buy to some shop, and she was kidnapped and assaulted and murdered, and up till now no victims can be identified. So this is because one goes out of one's domain, then one is exposed to danger and harm. So that is the meaning of Gochara. Gochara means sphere of one's authority or stronghold or foothold. The place where one can be safe is what we call Gochara. And on the spiritual side, it is more important for our meditators. Our meditators' Gochara or domain means your mindfulness meditation. Supposing some sense object arise in one of the 6 sense organs. Let's say much more easier to understand is like hearing. When a person hears a sound, so a meditator's domain or the area of strong foothold means one should mindfully note that sound as sound and not to go beyond one's domain and identify as something pleasant or unpleasant. Supposing now you hear a clock chiming. So instead of clock chiming, if you can stay Paramattha Dhamma, the ultimate reality of the sound and the ear is rupa, and the hearing consciousness that arises nama. And sound and the ear is the cause, and the hearing consciousness is the result, cause and effect relationship. And dung, so one, if you keep just one sound after another arising and passing, you hear and no more, hear and no more, a nature or impermanent, then there is no chance for defilements to assault one. But instead, if you say it is a clock chiming, and on the clock is written as Westminster chime. Westminster is famous church in England, and where the bell ring is like this music, it is very sweet, and then the greed or this defilement can assault one. So that is how, if one does not know on the ultimate reality, and if one go to conventional sense, then one is out of one's domain, and one can be exposed to danger. So that is how we had to consider this Gojara means domain. So, if a person stays with mindfulness, and that means one is in one's own domain, and that is what we call Gojara Sampajanna, one's staying in one's own domain. If one is heedless or not observing these objects that arise through six senses, then one is out of one's domain. And then one will be exposed to danger or harm by kilesas or mental defilements. Like if it is the object that arises through eye, ear, nose, body and mind is pleasant, then greed or lobha will arise. Then if it is unpleasant, then the dosa or anger will arise. So that's how domain for a meditator means mindfulness, staying with the mindfulness or satipatthana is one's own domain of the meditators. Then the fourth Sampajanna or clear comprehension is asamoha Sampajanna Pali word. A is negative prefix, moha is delusion or ignorance. A means no, negative means no, non-delusion. Asamoha means non-delusion. So in one's meditation, as just now, if one stays in one's own domain or Gojara Sampajanna, mindfulness of mindfully observing the Paramattha Dhamma or ultimate realities, then one is having asamoha Sampajanna, meaning non-delusion. Now in sitting meditation, of course at the beginning we have to use the conventional words of rising, falling of the abdomen. But when your meditation become mature, rising, falling means what? This is movement of the body. An element of motion is vayodhatu, wind element. So understanding of the rising, falling as vayodhatu or wind element is asamoha. If you understand or if you note as my abdomen is moving up and down, and that is moha, just the opposite. There's actually no I or my. Just there is a motion, element of motion, distinction and relaxation, distinction and relaxation. So if you can stay with the ultimate reality, it's an element of motion, when element, Vayo Dhatu in Pali, or this is Rupa, or material phenomena, and the noting mind is Nama, mental phenomena. And so just Nama and Rupa, mind and matter only. Because that is moving up and down, that is the cause, and noting as up and down is the result, cause and effect. So if you can see in the ultimate sense, then it is asamoha. But if you are still stuck with conventional concepts like my abdomen, I am watching, I am a person, then it is we call asamoha. So also in walking meditation, when you are noting either right step, left step, or lifting, putting down, lifting, moving, putting down. If you are still perceiving as I am walking, the walking is my legs or my limbs. So there is still moha. If you can understand these paramata dhamma, or by meditating, if you can concentrate on ultimate reality as the foot is rupa, or the element of motion, either lifting, putting down, or lifting, moving, putting down, is vayo dhatu, or wind element. So if you can identify the four elements of earth, water, heat, and wind, and it is asamoha. If you are still identifying as I am walking, my foot is heavy. Heaviness is just a phenomena. It is the characteristics of earth element like that. So if you can understand the rupa and nama clearly in meditation, and another thing is cause and effect, the intention to, before you start walking, no intention to walk and then walking. Intention is the cause, walking movement is the result, cause and effect relationship. Then after one phenomena, another changing. In the first noting, after left, right, we cannot walk only left foot all the time. After left, right, after right, left and right changing. Changing means impermanent. So also after lifting, we cannot hold it lifting or lifting all the time. After lifting, we have to drop down. After dropping down, another lifting and dropping. So also lifting, moving forward, putting down. Everything, every phenomena is changing. So you realize the impermanence of nature. So these realizations are what we call asamoha, non-delusion. You are seeing the phenomena, and many books you read as this expressed as they really are, means in the ultimate sense. What is there is not I or you or a person. It is just mind and matter. And if you want to elaborate five aggregates or cause and effect relationship, impermanent, unsatisfactory, and egoless. So by understanding and realizing these, ultimate reality is we call asamoha. So we must overcome or surmount the concept of I, or these conventional realities we have to overcome in true meditation and practice. So also in noting the sense objects, when you see something, noting as seen. So if you can identify or you can verify this theoretical knowledge we've been sharing with you and your practical experience, it is asamoha. Like when you see, there is a visual object and your eye sensitivity. And these are rupa, or material phenomena. Pali word rupa means material phenomena. And the seeing consciousness that arise, seeing consciousness is technical term, and normal usage we just say seeing. Seeing is by mind. That's why it is called seeing consciousness. Seeing consciousness that arise is nama or mental factor. Just mind and matter, nama and rupa. Or because of visual object, that the object to be seen and the eye sensitivity is functioning normal, and there is light, then these factors are the cause, and the seeing consciousness that arises the result, cause and effect relationship. So after one seeing consciousness arise, then it cease, and fresh consciousness arise and cease, arising and passing away, is impermanent or a nature. So impermanent, being impermanent is unsatisfactory, and it is egoless. So anicca, dukkha, anatta. So if you can verify these phenomena taking place while noting as seen, that is asamoha. But when you are noting seen as I am seen, and I am seen a person or a man or a woman, then that is moha. If you can see, note seeing by identifying the ultimate realities of this mind and matter, or cause and effect, or arising and passing away, then that is asamoha. So also in noting, hearing, the sound in the ear is rupa or physical phenomena or material phenomena. Then the hearing consciousness that arises is nama or the mental phenomena or the mind. So rupa and nama, mind and matter only. And sound in the ear is the cause. A hearing consciousness or hearing that arises is the result, cause and effect. And one sound after another arising and passing away. Sound is more clear. Now when you are listening my talk, the words, one word after another, you hear and disappear, hear and disappear. So that is anicca or impermanent. So if you can, while noting hearing, if you can verify or stay on this paramattha dhamma, and that is the two Sampajanna, gochara, this is your domain, and this is we call asamoha. But if you identify as like non-meditators or wali beings, that I am hearing, my hearing is good, and what I hear is very pleasant or very frightening or very ugly or very unpleasant, then either greed or anger or aversion, all kinds of mental defilements arise. And that is moha. If you can stay on the paramattha dhamma, just mind and matter, cause and effect, arising and passing away, so there is no opportunity for these defilements can assail you. Or that is the meaning of these third and fourth Sampajanna or clear comprehension, gochara and asamoha. So also when one is noting smelling, the nose and the smell is rupa or physical phenomena. And the smelling consciousness that arises or the knowing of the smell is the nama. Here too, mind and matter, rupa and nama. And the smell in the nose sensitivity is the cause. Smelling consciousness that arises is the result, cause and effect. and smell too arising and passing away. So impermanent. So whatever you are noting, if you can verify with these ultimate realities, that is, we call asamoha, non-delusion, comprehension of non-delusion. If you are still identified as I am, my nose, my smell, my nose is very sensitive, I am smelling, smell is very pleasant and all that, so these defilements can attack you. So that is moha. If you can stay ultimate realities only, not giving a chance for defilements to influence the mind, is asamoha. So also the tongue and the taste. When the tongue and taste come into contact, the tasting consciousness arises, or we just say tasting. So similarly you can apply these verifications. Tongue and the taste is rupa, or physical phenomena. The tasting consciousness that arises, nama, or the mind. The cause and effect relationship, and arising and passing away. So also the body and tactile objects, then body consciousness arise. So these are verification of these ultimate realities and staying the mind not exposed to defilements or kilesa is asamoha. But if one is still in conventional sense and identified in a conventional way and exposed to affliction by these defilements, that is moha or delusion. Okay, let us stop. Idame punya nibbanasa pacayo hotu. Idame punya nyatinang hotu. Sukita hontu nyatayo. Imano punya baga. Sampajanna Dema Sadhu Sadhu. May you all be happy. May you all be healthy. May you all be free from suffering. May you all attain eternal peace or nibbana in the shortest possible time.